Hello, it's Andrew at Gongs Unlimited and Unlimited Singing Bowls, and we're going to be doing a wonderful and fun guided meditation today, and I'm calling it Aura Cleansing for Healers. Now, that could be a sound healer. Maybe you're watching this because you're into the sound healing. It could be a yoga teacher. But it could also even be someone who you might work at a medical office just at the front desk. It could be someone who works at the DMV. You could be a healer, a teacher in a classroom. You know, all of us have different positions where we're handling people with problems, or we're trying to fix issues. You know, that you could be a person who's just working at an admissions office. Any number of things. You're helping heal other people with whatever your specific job or vocation is. You're a healer. Now, the funny thing about us all as healers is sometimes, not always, sometimes we take on some of the problems, some of the energies of those that we're helping. You might do that as a therapist. You might do that as a sound healer. And I mean, I've met social workers who ended up having to get on disability because they'd had so many, they never were able to make a separation from all their people they took care of, and then they needed help. You don't want to have to do that. You want to be able to heal yourself. And when we take on these problems, let me be clear, on an energetic level, sure, you may have heard we may stay connected to this person with a cord, an energy cord. Or they might have come in like, you have a customer's like, I need this, and they put their problem in your space. Put their problem in your space, and then you're sitting there with your aura, and if you're not aware of it, it just starts to fester. You think, that is how I heal. Some of us, we've been trained, take on the people's problems and put them in. A long time ago, shamans used to do that. They would, sin eaters, all that kind of stuff. But it's really not a way you want to go anymore. It's really not necessary. Listen how beautiful the gongs are. We're going to help today. So if you can, this guided meditation, take a moment and find a comfortable chair to sit in. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. Find a comfortable chair to sit in. I suggest sitting up versus, sometimes I go, oh, it's okay, lay on a couch, I don't care. I would sit up for this one. Maybe you're in the back of a car, you're not driving, but you're on a long road trip. Maybe you're waiting for someone. And just sit back in that chair. Notice your body. Feet on the floor, not cross-legged, please. Feet on the floor. Because you want to notice the aura. Close your eyes. Just breathe and relax for a little. Sometimes when you're getting ready to release energy, things will get hyper because it doesn't want to leave. It's been happy in your space, that problem. You're holding on to someone else's problem. Oh, that's great. Please hold on to it. I don't want to deal with it. Or you don't have it. So can be a little bit of like, you might know some energy buildup. But if your eyes are closed, just breathing, don't fight. Just go, oh, look, energy buildup. That's okay. Now, the first most important thing, and you've probably heard me talk about this before, is creating a grounding cord. If you haven't, then you could watch some of the other videos. Creating a grounding cord that's going to connect your first chakra to the center of the planet. And you want this grounding cord to be at least as wide as your hips right now, at least as wide as your knees, if they're out. And just do it with no effort. Just go, okay, some people like to create it as a beautiful tube, a color. I like to do it sometimes as a tree trunk or a water slide. Now, yes, the ratio of what a tree trunk would look like or that kind of stuff between here and the center of the planet, it's not going to, visually, you're not going to make that giant a tree. But you want an energy connection. Now, the first chakra is at the base of your spine, and let the top of it just anchor into that. Maybe 2 or 3 feet in diameter, this thing, and then you could just imagine it being at the center of the planet. Don't go down there as a spirit to look at it. Just stay up here and connect. And you might notice it. Notice if you feel a little bit more, you're noticing your legs, your body. Now, this grounding cord is great because it's just going to release energy. So make it a color, like make it something that's... Now, I always tell people, don't worry. The earth can handle the energy you're releasing. The planet is built to do that. Now, if you want, you could even imagine your feet being in that grounding cord too, grounding your feet. Some people like that, to really make it real. And if it's not feeling right, you can just imagine, just say to yourself, it's going to match my energy that I need right now. It's going to be able to release all that I want to release. You're creating this as a spirit. So all you're saying is, I wanted to create all that I want to release. And you know what's fun? Let's take a moment. Let's just blow up that grounding cord. Just destroy it. Make it disappear. Like that. And then let's create another one. Exact same way. You're creating it as a spirit. Do it again. And it's nicely anchored in. And it's going to be set at a vibration to release. So it's going to start releasing now. So that it start releasing stuff you're not going to fall through. Your energy's not going to fall through. It's just going to be stuff that's not you, which needs a place to go. Gotta just release it. And now I want you to say hello to your aura. Oftentimes, healers, their auras get really big out there, and they're feeling everyone. Sometimes people say that they're an empath, and we're all empaths, quite honestly. We all can sense other people's emotions, except maybe sociopaths. Is that the opposite of an empath, a sociopath? I don't know, psychopath? But sometimes you're just feeling your aura is really wide. So with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine your arms, stretch them out like this if you want, and just imagine your aura coming to the edge of your fingertips. You don't have to push it, you don't have to use effort, it's not a physical thing, just imagine it close. In the same way, imagine it going front and back, that close. So about 3 feet around you, and imagine it above your head and below your feet. It's like a bubble. Your aura, if you put it all around you, it's like a bubble. Now, Kirlian photography shows different colors and pictures around the aura, but the aura is more than just what you see in a Kirlian photograph. So much more. So I want you to bring it a little bit closer, yeah, right there. And kind of tuck it into your grounding cord. Now let your grounding cord go out that wide, still being in your first chakra, and tuck it in. Just tuck the aura in there. Say hello to it. Hey, I got an aura, and I can organize, I can call it back. I don't need to have a blend with all 15 people in my polyamorous community. I can make my aura nice and close around me. It's my space. Not my space from the internet, it's your space. You know, when people go, yo, you're in my space. Yo, back up, you're in my space. Because they know you just stepped into their aura. You're a little bit too much. And they're like, my aura, I don't want you in my space. That way. Or like, he's a real space invader. Yes, jumped in your space. So now you got your aura around here. And just notice it and enjoy it for a sec. It's your aura, even if it has muck in it. It has stuff that's not you. You've been walking around in it anyway. Notice it. And notice how it's hooked into your grounding cord. Like I notice I have different things. I have energies from family. I have business projects, business associates. I have things in my aura. It's not perfectly around me. I have some stress around in the inner layers of my aura. We all have this. Find your stuff, but just kind of notice it. And breathe. And don't fight to push this stuff out. Oh my God, it's not me. I gotta get out. Oh, I got this problem. Yes, it's there. The first step is just noticing it. Once you notice it, it's great. And notice how your grounding cord is working. Is it still straight? Did it bow out? Did it disappear and didn't make it all the way to the center of the planet? Just make a new one then. Tuck them out. So that is absolutely fantastic. You've created several grounding cords at this point. You're noticing them, and you've noticed your aura, front and back. Maybe even feel something back there or up here. My aura, it's around me. It's my aura. Yeah. And then just let the sound right now that's being made just to start to loosen up the stuff in your aura. We're going to clean it out soon with some spiritual tools, but let the sound start to loosen it up a little. Guys. Just let it flow through your aura. And if there's stuff that's loosened up, let it just go down the grounding cord. Great. That was great. They're not going to stop because they want to help. Because they're healers too. Both these guys back there, healers. And I'm saying, hey guys, give a healing. And they're like, you bet. It's just like you never know where you're going to find a healer. Now, the aura has many layers. We're going to keep it basic today, like 7 basic layers. And within those layers, there are other layers within, but keep basic. And if you've seen something on the internet that said this layer is a color and this and that, disregard it, remove it from your brain. That's everybody's aura is different. Everyone has different colors. Now, within the aura, there's certain things that kind of lean towards certain things. So the first layer of the aura is closest to the body. And that has a lot to do with, you're going to feel things there and you're close to your body and you're going to, a lot of times have to do with your physical energy and all that stuff. So I just want you to imagine that grounding cord really focusing on your first layer of your aura. And you're not going to, you might even just say, hello to one thing, one color in that aura. In the first layer, which is closest to your body, related to the first chakra. Each layer is related to the chakras. They're the visual, the energetic manifestation of stuff you're working on through the chakras. That first chakra. And just notice one energy that's not yours, a color or something. So for example, if I look at my first layer, which is a little choppy, so I'm letting it hook into the grounding cord. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in the cold weather here in Nebraska. I go, oh look, there's a whitish, peachish energy, which is an employee of mine whose welfare I've been concerned about. And being a healer, I took on some of her problems. What happens? None of us are perfect beings. We will take on other things. And there's really no need for it. So I'm going to start to let that white and peaches energy go down. But you look for you. What's like a color in there that's not you, that's a problem? And it feels really good to say hello to that and just let it go down. I'm not doing anything more. I'm not fighting it. I'm not doing special incantations. I'm not dancing around a fire. I'm just saying hello to it and letting it go down. You can be your own personal shaman. You can be your own personal witch, your own personal just healer of yourself. So allow stuff to come out of your first layer. Maybe you see something else more than just that. Sometimes you might release something out of an aura and feel it in a different chakra, and that's okay too. I'm releasing things out of my first layer, but I'm feeling them in my second chakra come out. Now, after that first layer comes out, notice one color that's yours. Now, I released a problem, and I see, for example, my color is a really strong bright blue in my first layer. And it's where I'm just very simply using some exercise to heal myself. See, I'm giving myself a reading. Say, well, you can give yourself a reading too there. But I'm just saying hello to that blue, letting it fill up more in that space. So the aura becomes more mine again. The aura's energy I'm putting it makes it more mine. Let's go to the second layer. Let your grounding cord go a little bit bigger. The second layer is the next layer out from your body. Now, these layers are not always perfectly measured, perfectly like you see in a drawing. Some people's second layer will be much bigger than others. Some people have a lot of it has to do with emotional stuff, some sexual energy, that kind of stuff too. But it's connected to a fourth chakra too. So let's not get into the specifics of it, but let's just take a look at that second layer and just ground it. And just let the grounding cord, and you can make the grounding cord adjust. I go, grounding cord, be able to handle whatever's in the second layer. And it does. What's coming out? Just let it go. You don't have to fight it. You may feel a little pain or energy where you have been fighting it, and then just say, that's where I've been fighting this energy. For me, it's a lot of gray energy in there where I have regrets about not saying things, and then also healing other people's sort of sadness or regrets. A lot of that, a lot of someone's big family problem that I took on because I'm a healer. I just go, I don't need that. I'll let it go down the grounding cord. So that's just me. You have your own. Take a moment, just listen to the sound of the gongs as you release energy in your second layer. If you feel pain, just say hello to the pain and let the sound help you be neutral to the pain and release it. Fantastic. You're doing great, quite honestly. If you're doing this with me at home, you're doing great. Let's take a look as that's coming out. What's a strong color for you in this second layer? Looking, like for me, it's a very strong red. Very strong red. And that's just being like protective of my kind of male vibration. that it's okay to have like certainty of an emotional space. It doesn't mean mansplaining to people. It just means within my aura, I have a certainty there, so I won't get knocked around. What's yours? You may have something, you're a woman, may have something totally different. This is mine. It's not right or wrong. It's just what I'm noticing. That's the thing. Sometimes people think, oh, there's a right thing and a right this or that. It's always specific to you. Okay? So just notice it. And if you can't see these colors, that's fine. Just notice the feeling. Touch it with your hands even. Go, whoa. Get just a sense of it. The first time you do this, I'm giving you examples, but if you don't see anything, that's okay. As long as you're following along and releasing the stuff that's not you, then you're winning. You're doing a great job. Let's go to that third layer, which is the next layer out. It's got a lot of people doing things in the world, manifesting. That's that third layer. A lot of energy will get thrown at it. If you know people that have get a lot of ulcers or stomach aches or things, they usually have some battles going on in that third chakra, or digestive issues sometimes. That's the energetic level, not the medical level. So take a look at your colors. Take a look at one problem, one energy that's not yours that you've been healing in that layer. And just let the grounding cord to connect to it. Grounding cord connecting to it. I've got a lot of beige energy, which is just, things getting done with tax time, accountants, bookkeepers, all they're do this, do that, I need this, I need that. That's great, but it kind of depresses my light sometimes. I have to do it. It's not like you're gonna run away from it, but being a business owner, you just gotta do it, but it depresses the light. So I'm just letting that kind of go down. What's yours? You might have something else entirely different. Could be a person, could be a project, could be something. Nice, just let it go down that grounding cord. It's not your problem. Oh, great. What's in that third layer that's yours? Oh, I have a lot of bright, sparkly aqua energy. That's kind of fun. That's like new ideas, new creations, new thoughts, big plans. I'd rather be in tune with that. Otherwise, you kind of get depressed. So I'm saying hello to that, letting it fill. Remember, there's the front, the back. Now let's take a look at that fourth layer. Do this with the fourth chakra. And say hello to yours. It's the middle of your aura, kind of. Notice if is it okay? Let's take a look, take a feel. How's your fourth layer? If I look at my fourth layer, it's thin at parts and thick at parts. It's got a little bit of damage right now. So I'm just gonna ground it. Ground out the energy that caused the squeezing. It's squeezing my fourth layer. It's almost going, you don't have room to love yourself. And it's funny, I just noticed that because I've been bouncing into that kind of energy in the last couple of weeks after the holidays and all that stuff. It's give, give, give. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of release that kind of a black energy for me. But maybe of something else. Oftentimes healers have to give to everyone else first, and then maybe if there's a little slight bit of stuff left, they'll give to themselves. You can be a mother or a caretaker and have that. A nurse is going to have this, So just really let other demands and other problems out of your fourth layer. Because you're a healer. You're a healer, and you need to lose some of this energy that's not yours. Now, let's see a color for yourself. What's your color or feeling or mood or vibe in that fourth layer? Mine is a really nice kind of a greeny turquoise. And it has to do a lot with like certainty as a communicator. Certainty that communication is a good thing for me to do right now. That's why I'm talking to you, and you, and you, and you, and you. So before we go to the outer three layers, now's an important time. You've released a lot of energy to fill up with something. So I want you to imagine above your head. It's really important. You need to give to yourself as a healer. Imagine a ball of your golden energy coming back from everyone you've been healing, every situation. You can hold your hands up to feel. I like to do that sometimes to make it real. On a physical level, I'm holding this, all the energy that I have going out. I'm like, oh my God, it's actually kind of heavy. This is all my energy I can feel in my hands that I've been given away. And I need to have it back. And then I pop it and just let it in to my top of my head, into my body. And fill up that aura. Let it go through the body and fill up the inner layers of your aura. I'm going to do one more. More energy of good stuff for myself. Healing myself as a healer. Making it kind of a nice golden color with margin. Popping it, just let it come right in, and then going through my body, and it goes out through the thing, and it fills up my inner layer to make myself. If you don't fill up your aura after you release stuff, garbage is just going to come right back in. So by filling up those first few layers, I'm saying, no, this is my space. This is my space, and I'm solid there. Yeah, so take a moment and fill yourself up. You use as many gold suns as you like. I just did 2 to show you. Let's talk about our 5th layer, which has to do with the 5th chakra, communication and interactions with people that way. It's out another layer of your aura, wherever you want to find it. Just kind of notice it. For right now, let's look at, just imagine your hands are going to your 5th layer. What do you feel? What's it feel like? Mine feels smooth in parts and then kind of craggly, like pointed on things. So I know there's some like pointy energy there. There's like some judgments. That pointy energy is like judgments towards me. A lot of people are upset, or beings that are upset. Not even people. These are beings without bodies that are upset that I'm kind of changing the games on some parts of my life with people. And they're like going, you don't deserve to do this. So if I look at that color, rather than get caught up in their game, it's kind of like a blackish brownish. So I'm just going to let my grounding cord go wider and just start to release that. Just watch it kind of go down. It's just sliding down the grounding cord. Center of planet can take it. It'll just, what the center of the planet does, what center of Earth does is takes all this energy, just recycles it and neutralizes it. If it needs to be, it sends it back to the person who sent it, or if it doesn't go there, but it's one of the Earth's, that's a job that the Earth is built for. It's not going to hurt the Earth. So let some of your stuff come out of your 5th layer. That's not you. So many people, maybe they don't like what you're saying. Or maybe their energy around them, the spirits around them don't like it. Maybe you let different spirits in too close to your clairaudience. Just let it go. Goodbye. Watch it go down. And notice, put your hands on, maybe notice what's one of your energies in your fifth layer. Mine's a very golden one. It's very golden, and it's where I really try to stay tuned into God about what I'm going to be communicating about. It's like my kind of like divine checklist, I'll call it. So I'm noticing that in my fifth layer. I'm just saying hello to it. And I'm going, it's been a little scrunched from that other energy, so I want to say hello to it to let it open up more, become more valued, more noticed and owned. And the more I own it, the better it is. That little yawn was releasing some pain. Then I can actually hear the divine a little bit better. That's great, you see? A little aura cleansing. Suddenly, look at all the steps that are taking. Let's go to the sixth layer. Almost to the outside. And the sixth layer is your kind of how you see the world. Your clairvoyance would be in here. Your visions of where you're looking to go. It's getting towards the outside. And let's just for a second allow the grounding cord to connect to it. That's a nice. And just probably a lot of people don't want you to see things. If you're fixing their problems a lot and they're in your aura, they may not want you to see it. If maybe there's someone competition, maybe you're a yoga teacher at a location and there are 6 other teachers and there's someone's very nice, but in California the joke used to be they're smiling but they're stabbing you in the back, whatever it is, just let some of that don't see that you're solving my problems. Maybe there's a family game that goes on. Maybe one of your children doesn't want you to see something going on. Just let that energy kind of go out. Oh. Down, 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 down the ground. Allow yourself as a healer to see. For me, what's coming out is a lot of just gray and black muck. A lot of people don't want me to see how they're manipulating me. We all do it, manipulating, but if I see it, then I'll say, oh, I can stop it. Family, friends, it's a general, like, don't see the games going on for me. It's like, but I'm watching that list disappear. Watching it disappear. And then what's underneath it for me? It's kind of like a really solid green, like a grass green. And please let me also note, I'm going to be very clear. Let me be very clear. There are many other colors besides these. These are just, it's a simple way to start. There's more than when I've been seeing a lot of blues and greens. That's just what I'm looking at today. I also see purple, looks like some bright orange and pinks in there too. But I'm just going to look at the green because that's what's appealing to me right now. And that has a lot to do with certainty in my clairvoyant space, but also certainty in what I'm getting from the universe to do with next. It looks like I'm getting ready to make some changes in the next, 6 months. So there's some certainty in that. But there's a lot of energy against it. It doesn't want me to change. And that can happen with anyone when you're going through some changes. There's sometimes I'm in a groove. And there's sometimes I'm like, want to change, and you try to take your energy up, and there's energy. We don't want to see that much light. So validate yourself for whatever you see or don't see or feel. Validate. Say, I'm doing this. I'm doing this and I'm checking this out. I'm cleaning out my 6th layer no matter what, even if I'm not too sure what I'm doing. Let's go to the last layer, the 7th layer of your aura for right now. Ta-da. This has to do with your crown chakra. It has to do with what you, on a simple level, what you present to the world, what you're showing to the world. It's like, hey, this is who I am. And it can be very powerful, especially in this day and age of image. But the funny thing is then you can get caught up in your ego with it. So just for a second, just allow that last aura, tuck your aura in, grounding cord, let your grounding cord adjust to be able to handle whatever's going to come out here. Maybe make it a gold color again or a blue color, whatever color you like. Come on out. Stuck energy. Other people's problems. Whose problems do I have in my thing? Down, down, down. Kerplop. You're not forcing it down there. The gravity and just the energetic level of it is working. The grounding cord itself is to do this. You don't have to go, I'm going to take it. Just say hello to it. Just say hello to it. Breathe. For me, what's coming out is a lot of kind of purplish white energy, which has a lot to do where kind of where I've been, for lack of a better term, a biblical phrase, I've been hiding my light under a bushel, which I'm starting to change a little, but that's me. It's a lot of, and the problem underneath that is there's a lot of, I've been healing people's fear about kind of being too much or doing too much changing of things. So what I kind of put there, that purple muck, is like, oh, I'm not really doing anything. Because the healing, what I was healing, the problem I was healing as a healer was people can't handle the healer's change. They want the healer just to stay one way. Have that ever happened to you where you have students and like you just become this kind of character for the students? Or you're at work and you're like, I only stay this way because it makes the boss happy. Yeah. Who knows what yours is coming out? Maybe yours is coming out, well, I used to have an Instagram persona that was this, and now I have an Instagram persona that is this, but people still think of my old, who knows? Just let it release. Down the ground and go, oop, don't need that white purple muck for me. And then let it come out. Sound's helping me. And then, that's nice. Let's look at what you're bringing in, or what is there that's yours in that crown, in that seventh layer. For me, it's a really nice orange. And it's just like a vibration that says, I'm okay with your changes because I'm okay with my changes. It's like the energy I'm starting to put out is kind of very equanimity regarding people where they're at spiritually. Because I can accept where I'm at, I can let them be wherever they're at. They don't have to change, they can change. Just validate that. Just say, hey, whatever your color is, whatever vibration you are, today, it'll always be changing. Validate it. Validate that you have an aura and you noticed it today. Validate that you could have a grounding cord that let you release stuff. You could always, the grounding cord doesn't last forever, so you always destroy it, make a new one in present time. What do you need for a grounding cord tomorrow morning will be different than what you need right now. But you know what, remember, we just released 3 more layers of stuff we need to fill up. So bring in, let's create a beautiful bunch of golden energy above you that validates yourself. That validates yourself for doing this. Wherever you are, wherever you are, validate yourself going, bring it in, going, I just gave myself a spiritual healing. Healer, I was a healer, whatever I do, and I healed myself. And bring it in, just fill yourself up with that good energy. Let it start to fill up your body and your cells and go through them and fill up all of your aura. And let's make one twice the size of the last one. That's just, whatever healthy energy you need, whatever validation you need spiritually, and make it very clean and say hello, come on in, go through my crown chakra, into my body, fill up my chakras and my cells When you're filled up, go out my body and fill up my aura, front and back and side to side and above and below. Fill up my aura fully. I need one more. That's how much energy I released. And bring it in. And let the sound help you validate yourself. And when this is done, if you get a chance, look at your body a little bit, or go take a look at the mirror and just notice if you feel a different energy around you. Stretch it out a little bit. Notice if you feel a different energy. Now, in this video, when you come back to it, if you ever come back to it, I'll probably still be talking about the exact same things in my aura because this is recorded. But if you came back to it and you were to look at it a week from now and look at your aura will be different. That's the magnificence of this. So just give yourself thanks as we listen to the gongs. And I thank you so much for allowing me to take this moment with you all and share this kind of tune-up for healers. And even if you don't think you're a healer, more than likely you are in some way. You may even notice that, where maybe you're, a nice healer you don't even know where. A bus driver could be a great healer. A doorman, a great healer. A karate teacher. You're all healers.